Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Resonance Container. I am your host, Callie Johnson. I want to thank you so much for being here and giving me your time and attention. So let's dive right into it. The Epstein files were released recently, and we can see we are all collectively just having a come apart about this, and rightfully so. And we are realizing that we all agree we're tired of this. We're tired of how things are being run. People are exhausted. We're tired of giving our money to these psychopaths. And I think we collectively agree that this system needs to be dismantled. It's pretty much dissolving itself at this point. But what I want to kind of redirect the conversation towards is that we stop reaffirming all the shit that we don't like right now. And it's justified. I want you to feel your anger. Yes, don't bypass any of what you're feeling right now. Like, it's not just about raising your frequency, raising your vibration. You need to feel in your body right now how incredibly messed up this is, because that is like your driving force. Now, we don't want to become enmeshed with it and let it get to the point where it just creates more fear in our minds, because that is where we are able to continue to be manipulated and controlled, right? What we are aiming for is coming to a place of embodied alignment and sovereignty, not just as individuals, but as an entire society and humanity in general. So, why I say we don't want to just keep reaffirming all the crap. Well, if you're into manifestation and if you can confirm that we are all connected and that there is a field of energy that we are all connected to, like, this isn't just like woo woo stuff, they have scientifically proven this, then we can collectively manifest together. And manifestation is tricky at first because it's easy to talk about what we don't want and talk about the negative things. But the thing is, the universe only hears, like, the universe isn't going to give you what you want by saying what you don't want. You have to speak into existence what you do want. So rather than being like, what you don't want doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Now, does that mean we just sit around, like, don't do anything? No. You don't just, wish away like all the crap that you don't want in your life. But what you do is confirm, reaffirm, and speak into existence what you do want, and then you take aligned, conscious action towards it. So, what my thoughts are right now is that we need to start providing solutions to the new world that we want to create right now. And before you sit there and go, I don't know how the hell to fix all of this. Well, it's not about one person fixing everything. I want you to get that idea out of your head. If you look at the whole as being a puzzle, and that every single one of us is a little puzzle piece that makes the whole picture come together. So, what I'm not asking you is to provide solutions to fix every single thing. What I want you to start thinking about and pondering and meditating on are, how can I contribute to a new society? What are my pain points that I'm particularly sorry, my microphone died. Anyways, what are your pain points in life right now that you feel that you possibly could help create change in society as a whole? Or what is something that you have a pain point on that you want to put out there that might require the help of another expert in said thing? So I'm going to give you an example from my perspective. So what I have seen a lot lately in my feed is a lot of women posting about we need matrilineal society again, a matriarchal society. And I'm like all for that. And I'm also like, okay, yes, we have an idea of what that is, but what does that actually look like? So when you start doing this, start going deeper. And for me, I was sitting here thinking this morning, I was like, you know, if there was one thing that I would like to see in society change that I think would make a huge contribution on how we function and operate as human beings was early education. And I typed out on my computer, like, what would this look like? What are things that I'm passionate about that I think need to change? And so I wrote down children being taught emotional regulation, meditation, and a variety of tools that inform embodied alignment at an early age. Not only are they taught to be critical thinkers, but humans who understand mind, body, and energy as one. And a few other points that I put in there were, while I don't see technology as something that should completely go away, it should be integrated mindfully as not to disrupt early development. Connecting the classroom back to nature and not concrete walls helps them see their education and learning as something to be experienced in the world and how they connect to all things. Technology is seen as a tool to help create, not idolized as a replacement for what we already have within our own human technology. And then something else that came to mind was paternal leave is a right, not a luxury. And adolescents go through milestones or rites of passage as they enter into adulthood that helps them take ownership of their contribution to their community, families, partners, future children, and the planet. So that was just to kind of give you an example. And not everyone out here is into embodied alignment. I mean, if you were listening to me, then you find this material interesting. But if this isn't something that you talk about on your Instagram page or your TikTok and you have other gifts and skills, then I invite you to think about it this way. While you might not be an embodiment expert, you might care that children get an education, but you want to find help with your thing, or you find maybe you're a scientist and you want to start probing the conversation back towards free energy and getting people to start talking about that again. And what would that look like in society? It all has to do with us putting those ideas out there. You can't think too big on this. This is like our mission and our purpose for being here on this planet at this time. And this is the part of the story where we get to change the timeline. The veil has been lifted and more is to come. I'm not I mentioned free energy. I'm not even going to go into UAPs and multidimensional and extraterrestrial beings right now. That's going to be a part of it coming up. But as this veil is lifting and now we know we can, take back consent. We can we decide that we no longer consent to the structure of this reality, and we make the new timeline. And we do that by collectively manifesting a more positive, healthy, humane world that is full of love, compassion, empathy, all those things. And we're each person is a little piece of the puzzle. So you don't have to manifest, like, yes, you want to live in that kind of world, but start with you. I mean, I know it's so played out, but you are the change that you want to see. So what does that look like from your perspective? What is something you're interested in that you want to put out there and start getting on people's minds and their consciousness so we can start creating from the ground up? And ways that you can do this is, like, if you just journal in the morning, like, just think to yourself, like, what if you put your hand on your heart and you just take a deep breath, and you either have your journal out or your laptop pulled up and you have like a Google Doc pulled up, either write down or type, like, what is one thing that I can think of immediately right now that I want to see in a new world? What is one thing that I think would really help the whole part of what would be like help the whole entire picture come together from my point of view? And write that down, type it up. If you are comfortable on social media, start putting it out there. Put out your ideas, because even if you don't necessarily know how to execute that, somebody else might know how to execute it. Or you might know how to execute that. You might like be able to reach other people that want to help make this happen. And you might have something that seems like a really weird and obscure idea, but the more people that idea reaches, then the more it becomes commonplace in the collective consciousness. If you have not heard of I think it's called the 100th monkey experiment or something like that, but go look it up. I'm not going to sit here and explain it, but once like an idea hits a certain amount of people or even creatures that are part of this consciousness, then it starts becoming just like common knowledge in our consciousness. So yeah, look that one up. But that's how we get this ball rolling. And there definitely is going to be a really tough part as this dissolves. Like, we have to deal with like what it's like with this band-aid being ripped off right now. And like, healing takes time and it's painful. And like, this is nowhere near over yet. But before we just go in blindly, let's start envisioning something better and making it worth fighting for. So that is all I have for you all today. If you found this helpful, please like this. Please leave a comment, share with other people. I think this is a really big movement that we need to start right now. And do a favor for yourself and humanity and get your ideas out there. Start thinking and imagining and speaking into existence a world that you want to see. And if you enjoy this, please make sure that you subscribe to my Substack. You just put your email in and it is free to subscribe. If you want to receive even deeper transmissions, meditations, I'll probably be putting like worksheets out and things like that. I have a paid subscription. It's only $7 a month. It helps keep me independent and it supports me. So if you're interested in that, please make sure that you subscribe. and sign up. And thank you all so much for being here.